Just a Sunday mini flap. Afternoon, YouTube, here on a Sunday afternoon at 3:23 in the afternoon. I had really not much going on. I just cleaned up the bench a little bit from the dual DC power supply. I do have that fixed, basically. I fixed the fuse holder by drilling a whole big hole behind it. Not a big hole, half-inch hole. It's about probably about close to a half-inch deep, and that way nothing hits. I can push in on the fuse holder, and it's not hitting anything. The bent wires didn't do anything to those yet. I'm still thinking about my options on that. I had several people said just flip them over and that would work, but it still bends the wires. Not as bad probably as the other way, but they're still on a, they're going to come in and go down into that, and that's just the way it's set up. What I'd like to have is something where they come in and go straight into the connector. Now I can do that with I think somebody said do a 45-degree plate, whatever you want to call it, and I can probably do that easiest by making a bracket that will allow me to basically go from the board that's there to another little board with just that on it, and do the connections there to where, but then the screws are going to be straight across like that. It's going to be difficult. I'm still thinking. I'm working on it. I haven't given up, but it's not a bad situation right now. It'll only become bad when it's been in place for a good while, and those wires, anybody that's dealt with power wires that are bent like that know over time the heat causes them to get really brittle, and so that's what I'm looking at. That's not going to happen for a long time, so I'm just kind of weighing my options now as it is, and seeing what I can come up with. But anywho, that's that. I've been looking on eBay again. You guys know how I am. I was looking for tube radios. I'm looking for a tube radio that uses a power transformer that will basically have a winding for the B+, winding for the tubes, things like that, and probably uses mainly 6.3 volt tubes, something like that. Most of these are older radios, maybe 40s or before, because most of the stuff that's 40s or later is 5-tube AC/DC type hot chassis radios. Now I can use one of those for what I want to do, but it's not really the same thing as what I want. The B+ wouldn't be nearly as high as I want to go. I want to try out this doubler, and it's capable of 400 and something volts unloaded, and I was kind of wanting to try it out and see if it would be enough to power an old radio like that. I'd just like to know if it would, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be looking for something else. The ones I have found, like I said, are really expensive. If I do find any that way, they're the old cathedral type, tombstone consoles, things like that. And shipping is outrageous on eBay as it is, and that's really even worse. So I did find one interesting radio. I have put an offer on it. It's a now it's a Sansui, or C. It's not spelled the same way. I'm gonna put the spelling up on the video, and it's a I think high noon, high something, it's a Japanese radio brand, whatever, and I put an offer of $15 on it, and I haven't heard back yet on it. They're asking $19.95. it's not a lot of big difference, but it's like it'll give me the radio for $30 even, if, you know, shipped, if I can get it at that price. And it says not working. Again, you know, it's a line operated type set, AC/DC, I think, pretty sure. From what I've seen on Radio Museum, there are several different models. They're basically all the same. It's not High Wave, I know that's the other brand, but it's something similar to that. But anyway, it's a fairly nice looking little radio, and it's something a little bit unique. It's not you know, just the same old so hoping to get that. If I do, well, that'll be fun to troubleshoot. The other thing, I did the birthday party yesterday. That was great. Had a good time with that. Lainey had a big, she had a great haul. She got a lot of presents, and of course, you know how kids are. She's going from one thing to the other as fast as she could. It's 4 years old, you know. But so anyway, that was yesterday, and I didn't do much of anything at all. I've been thinking about my shelving project here. One of my concerns right now is the server computer that I have underneath there. I really need to be able to get that out, and I think to do that, I'm going to have to set up the shelves down below, the ones that will be affected by that, to basically be able to just pop out. Of course, I'll have to take whatever's on them off, but I mean, you know, if I can set it up that way I can get to the server, get it out of there, and that would be good, because at some point it will need servicing things. So, but other than that, I really haven't thought too much more about it. The biggest thing I think is getting that shelf there out to where I can work on it. This thing is piled full of stuff. Let me give you a shot of that with the other camera. You'll love this. Alright, there we go at the bottom. That's on the floor. Let's see, the radio there. There's that switch box and my lamp, and then there's that's going to be the other nut driver set up if I ever get it. You can see the green light of the server computer back there. That's the bottom shelf down there. There is no middle shelf there, so there will be probably when I put new shelves in. And then we come up to here, and this is the router for that goes to that server computer. And I have, there's some tools in that on top of it. A couple of boxes of, you know, my usual noodle boxes stuff there. There's the green turquoise, or whatever you want to call it, radio that I have, Motorola I think it is, that I, you know, that's one of those projects, you know what I'm saying. There's one of the cases of the transistor radios that I got here recently. There's my little thing that used to be on the pegboard. It has my pins and, you know, implements that sit like that. And like I said, there's this stuff here. It's just stuff that's accumulated. SpongeBob is back there. He used to be sitting up on the top there. I forget why he got down, but another box of whatever. In fact, I think both of those are empty. Of course, my light. Now, the light's going to be another problem that I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle, but you know, I will handle it. And so another thing I have to consider is this drawers here. It has to be set up to where I can get those drawers out and in, even though there's going to be something here. And you can see, let me move that right there is probably the limit, because they do come in and out there, but you can see how close they are. So that's going to be basically the limit as far as close as I can get to that. So that's got to be taken into consideration. So that's the things I'm looking at. And there's a shelf, or not a shelf, but a bracket that used to have the monitor on it back there. That's mounted to this top shelf here. So all this stuff's going to have to be moved some way, somehow, and I don't know where. Probably in the kitchen. Kylie will kill me. She may just have to do it, I guess. But all right, enough of that mess. Alright, now you've seen basically what I'm having to think about. It's a lot. So you guys out there, you know how I am. I get the urge to do something new, and I do it until it doesn't serve me well anymore, and then I just sort of abandon it. So but the power dual DC power supply, I did get that basically finished. Some may say that because I didn't wire the wall wart in, it's not finished, but it's working. It works good. So, you know, it is what it is. It took me forever to do that with the other. If you guys remember back, some of you older guys, it took me forever to get that AC panel done that way. And I had, even then, I have rearranged it since then and put them in the little wall warts in the small boxes, and they're on there right now. So you know, it takes time to do what I want to do, I guess. I got to get my electric going. I miss my electric. Well, the radio's plugged in right now, but then I can't plug anything else in there because that wall wart that's in there takes up both plugs. It's that big, and it won't go. It's not small enough to go on the bottom one, so leave the top one open. Blowing bubbles again. So, you know, that's I need it over there somewhere. But that's the things I'm up against today, and today's just a thinking day. You know me, on Sunday afternoon I don't do much, or never have. Thinking about something to eat. After a while I may visit one of the local eateries around here and get me something. I did have a Baconator the other night. That was good. It wasn't great, it was good. You know, after you eat that stuff for a while, you think, there's got to be something better out there. And really, home-cooked meals are better, but I don't have anybody to cook for me. Anyway, that's, and yeah, I know you guys say, well, do it yourself. Yeah, I know, I can do it myself, but I don't want to. Alright, I've blabbed on long enough. This wasn't really supposed to be a flapping video, but it was just basically a aftermath of the dual DC power supply and what's going on. So that's what's happening. You guys have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.